So thank you so much for tuning in. If you tuned in and you didn't leave, this is another ChynnaxMai Raw. I haven't did one of these in a long time, but so much stuff has been happening. I'm like, why not share my unsolicited opinion with everyone? So I guess first and foremost, the most appropriate thing to do would be to acknowledge the dude who lost his life today, which is Juice WRLD. I don't know any Juice WRLD songs. You know, I'm an old school host, so I sincerely don't know any of his songs. But I'm sad when anybody dies. You know, somebody was showing, like, I guess, a conversation that one of his fans posted in his comments that they were like, you know, telling him to leave whatever drugs or pills alone. And the crazy thing to me is that people immediately jumped in the comments like, it's too soon for this. This is wrong. Like, you can wait. And this is just my question. And because I'm just, you know, I'm real ignorant and stuff. So I just want to know. When people die, what makes them suddenly, like, off limits to certain things? Like, if you were a cunt when you were alive, right? Am I not allowed to acknowledge that you're a cunt now that you're dead? Like, is it like getting your whole card removed? Is it like that type of thing? And I'm not saying in reference to him because I don't know him at all. But I'm just saying, like, somebody could be like the worst person in the world, and then when they die, like, people suddenly think that we're not supposed to talk about them or their behavior, and people start saying shit like, well, they're not here to defend themselves. And it's like, what do you want me to do with that information? Like, for example, like, Whitney Houston, ex-plaything, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. Let that lady tell her story. Like, I don't understand why Robin can't tell her story. And what does it have to do? Why does it even matter that Whitney Houston is dead? Like, if Robin is at the point where she want to tell her story, it's half her story to tell. So at any point that I decide I'm going to tell my story, bitch, I'm telling it. And the only thing that's going to stop me is literally the person reaching down from heaven or reaching up from hell to close my mouth. Other than that, you can't tell me when to tell my story. And you're not doing dead people no favor by lying about who they were and now that they dead. Like, that's just weird to me. So I just feel like if you want people to sing your praises and say good shit at your funeral and all of that, you need to be a good person while you alive. Like, you can't die and owe me $350 and think I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Like, your death is not by my silence. Like, it just doesn't. So while you on this earth, treat people properly. You know what I'm saying? If you're a rapper and you rap about doing drugs, when you die, people are gonna assume that it's drug related. And I don't think that's insensitive. I don't think it's insensitive to your family. I feel like, I think this is just me, you know, and me and my opinions come from God. Like, me and God sat and thought about these things together. Maybe he didn't really sit with me at the time, but you know, whatever. He's omnipresent. I feel like, it's weird when people die to me and then the family starts surfing the internet. Like, that's weird to me. Like, when my sister passed away, I wasn't thinking about Facebook or social media or anything like that. I don't think that most people think that. I think that the general public feels that way. But I don't feel like anybody's family is sitting around like, I wonder what everybody's saying down to the shade room. Like, I don't think that's what's happening. So anyways, rest in peace to him. Prayers to his family. He was like super duper young. And I hope that if it is drug related, I hope that it sends a message to the youth, to these kids, to these children, to stop really popping these pills and all these other drugs, because it's not cool. So I hope that all these, like, deaths that have been happening is ammunition for people to, like, I don't know, go to the Betty Ford clinic or something. And, you know, and it always troubles me. Is it just me? Because I grew up watching Intervention and I grew up knowing, like, crackheads and stuff like that. I always think it's weird when people quit cold turkey and don't like to acknowledge their drug use. Like, when they're just like, yeah, so I quit and I'm not an addict. Like, I don't know. I just feel like you need to take all of them steps. I don't know if it's 12, 8, 11, or 7, but however many steps it is, you definitely need to take all of them, because nobody don't got time for you to start stealing remote controls and VCRs and DVD players and cereal and baby Pampers and all of that. Anywho, moving along, First, I was going to acknowledge Omarion Day, but I felt like this was a more pressing matter. But anyways, I just really want to salute and take time out to acknowledge I want to find the right word for it because it's so profound to me. I want to acknowledge the pettiness of Omarion. And I use that term because I couldn't think of something more powerful. I can appreciate somebody who sits in the trenches and waits for the day of reckoning. I appreciate Omarion on that special day that is Little Fizz's birthday because the Lord said he will prepare a table for you. Come on, somebody. In the presence of your enemies. And if that is not true in this case, he may not come when you want him, but he always on time. I could appreciate Omarion. I couldn't date a man like that because I don't want to date a man that's more petty than me. Like I don't want to do that. And cause that's just like, the only way we would end is death. One of us got to kill each other. Like when you on that petty type of level, but I can appreciate that. I feel like when it comes to it at the end of the day, that's how you show somebody that you nothing to play with. When you start canceling checks and opportunities and things of that nature, I like to call that white woman vengeance because that's like, that's something that I will pull at a job. You have a job, you have a coworker there, she don't like you, she got an issue with you. You don't fight her. You don't create an issue for yourself. You go to HR. You ensure that she no longer has a job or a means to feed her children. That is how you get somebody back. Fighting in the street and creating world star moments is not effective. What is effective is okay, I had to make sure I was still in focus. It's taking away an opportunity for someone to eat. I mean, because this is the thing. I feel like April, who is April? Do you want to hear a song? Do you want to hear, anything about a hot pocket or anything like that? You don't, right? So her claim to fame was Love and Hip Hop. And I think she thought Omarion was going to really help her. And maybe he did lie to her and tell her that, she was going to be the next Aaliyah or I don't know, hell. To me, the only thing I could consider or think for her was like she could be like, what's that Disney movie, Moana? She can maybe do a little yin yang, something like that. She gives me like Hawaiian, type of vibes. Maybe something like that. But anything more than what Ashanti is currently is that's pretty much like the ceiling for April. So I think that she's eating up this moment. I think that Fizz was eating up this moment. Because this is the most famous that Little Fizz has ever and will ever be. Okay? Because I'm pretty sure that the streams for Good Lotion is just at an all-time like low. Well, you know what? He might have got a few streams for Good Lotion. But this is the most attention he's ever gotten, like ever. And mind you, he's the light-skinned dude in the group. So you would just assume and think, you know what I'm saying, that would just work in his favor. But it's just, no, it just didn't. So I think they both were eating up this moment. I think that April was getting attention. And I think that like a lot of pretty girls with mommy and daddy issues, they don't understand the difference between like good attention and bad attention. They just think all attention is good attention. And this is the thing to me. I don't have an issue necessarily. Why ain't gonna say I don't have an issue? I believe in people being happy. Like, do you, boo? Do whatever makes you happy, right? Like, that's cute. But there's just this thing with loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna slut shame you, right? Like, I'm not mad where she decided to drop that coochie, right? But dropping it on Uncle Fizz is just a betrayal of trust and loyalty. So it's like, you just can't be trusted. You know what I mean? Like, you're always going to be that friend in the room that everybody's like, cause you can't, I mean, my man ain't going nowhere. Like, my man not finna chase behind you, but I'm still watching. Cause your cousin Faye from Soul Food. That's who April is at this point for me. She is cousin Faye. She is Ebony from Players Club. She's all the cousins that you invited in your home, and they just didn't know how to fuck that. That's how I look at April at this point. And that's a stain that she created for herself. Because out of all the men in the music industry, out of all the men just in California, you decided to put that pussy on Fizz. Like, you know what I mean? And then my thing is, you just can't be happy making other people miserable. Like, it's just too much chaos. Like, God is not going to bless that particular mess. You know, I done seen a lot of mess that God kind of just cut a blind eye to, but this is not the mess that he's cutting. Like, that's just no. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my take on that. I just feel like Omarion did the right thing by proceeding on with his life. I mean, do I want to see... This is my thing. Who invited Ashanti to the tour? Like, who and why? Like, this is an all men's tour. I don't want to see Ashanti on the Millennial Tour. I just don't. I mean, I know y'all want to hear her do her, you know, flat nose and rubbing on her thighs and all baby, ooh baby, but I could do without that, if we will. So I know what set I'll be using the bathroom on. I'm not an Ashanti fan. Like, I remember when Ashanti and Beyonce were like neck and neck and we didn't know who was going to be that girl. And when I look back on it, I ask myself, what were we thinking? Don't get me wrong, Ashanti can pen a decent song, but them vocals, them dance moves, all of that, it's just a no for me. It's just a no. I'm most excited to see the Yin Yang Twins on the Millennial Tour. Nothing but hell can stop me from seeing it. I'm going to be there, and I'm there for the Yin Yang Twins. And my question is, you know, all jokes aside from Omarion and his petty, which I acknowledge because it's a good moment for Scorpios. What song he finna be performing? Because Omarion only got about 2-3 songs by himself. So I'm just trying to figure out what catalog he's trying to pull from that I want to hear. Because maybe he got songs that I don't know. Maybe y'all could put me on, have me download a few hits. But I don't. Just like, I don't want to hear none of. Unless, I just feel like Little Bow Wow is entirely too old to get out there and start singing Little Bow Wow. You just don't know the way you move so fast across the flow. But when I really sit and think about it, do I really want to hear anything after he cut his braids? It's a no. Let's see. Y'all know I start writing stuff down because, you know, I get sidetracked. So OT Genesis remade Keisha Cole's song Love. If you have not heard it, do yourself a favor and run to the Shade Room or YouTube or whatever. Because not only did he make a cover of it, he also made a video. And the dedication that it took for him to... It's another clap. Now, the crazy thing about it is that Keisha Cole is upset about him making the song. And this is my thing. I also got another thing I want to say to Keisha real quick. But, you know, let me do this first. Keisha Cole should, like, round of, you know, applause, show of hands. How many of y'all is really listening to Keisha Cole in 2019? Not Keisha Cole from 2008. 2019 Keisha Cole. How many of y'all are listening? Exactly. So she should be happy that he's revamping and bringing attention to her music, because at the end of the day, Keisha Cole is a Groupon artist. She is somebody who I will not pay $80, $70, $60, $50, $40 to see her. I will perhaps get a Groupon, perhaps. But other than that, so I just feel like people need to really stop it. Like, these egos and complexes about somebody covering your song when, you know, the song been dead longer than, you know, my oldest child. So you should be happy for it to be revamped. Now, moving right along, because y'all know I ain't been here in a minute. So I also wanted to address Keisha Cole going on Nick Cannon's show and him saying that she is an elder to her boyfriend, her baby father. Now, Keisha Cole is in her late 30s, or she could be 40, and her man is 23. Girl, you his elder. You is his elder. You is his deaconess. You are his mentor. You could be his auntie. You could be a lot of things, boo. And all of them are someone older than him. Like, stop playing. Like, what I just be wanting to know, like, when people live in a world of delusion, like, how does that work for you? Like, girl, he is 23 years old. He is a baby. Like, he is the age that you work at the YMCA as a mentor. Like, he is the age, like, at 23, I can't remember what I knew about life. It's a blur because I was fucking 23 years old. Like, Keisha Cole needs to cut it out. Like, I'm not saying that it can't work and it won't work. I'm just saying, for some reason, because I don't want to make this like a scientific argument or shit like that, but this is my thing. Very seldomly do I see older women, younger men relationships work. I don't know. I'm not in either one. So I don't know if older men and younger women work, because niggas is immature as fuck. So they're literally like probably 20 in their mind at 50 years old. So it just works. But for some reason, as a woman starts to age and them titties start to hit the flow and them, you know, the skin loses elasticity. I hope I pronounced that correctly. As you just start turning into an old hoe, men start to kind of tip their way out. You know, you see it with Ashton Kutcher, you see it with Mariah Carey and Nick. Like, that's just what happens. And then he go and get the young hoe he should have got from the beginning. So then he end up ruining the rest of your good days. You let him suck you dry, and then he leave you for a bitch that literally you could babysit. You know what I mean? So I never think that's a good idea. So I don't know, you know, what Keisha Cole was thinking when she, you know, jumped into that. I mean, she had a baby for him. That makes sense. You know, hey, that's one way to secure a relationship with somebody, you know, be it sexual or not. But I don't like when women do that, because I don't want to hear you whine in a divorce settlement that he cheated on you and you got tired of having threesomes and then he didn't want you no more. Then you be looking like Tiny and T.I. Anyways, moving along. Speaking of old hoes, so Chrissy Lampkin is coming back to Love and Hip Hop, and Love and Hip Hop New York is coming back, and I'm excited about this. I'm probably still not gonna watch, but I'm excited in my soul. When I saw Chrissy Lampkin, I just got a tingling sensation on the inside, because I love a good old hoe, and that's what Chrissy Lampkin gives me. Ever since she hit Kimbella, I had a different respect for her, because I like people who have principles and morals and they stand on it. Like, you ain't gonna get over on them. They ain't going for the shenanigans. Like, I could appreciate that. I could appreciate her saying, listen, we had a birthday party, a celebration, or a get together for this girl. Now, why you gonna tell her that you slept with her man? It was just unnecessary. I need to kick you in your face to rotate your brains and things of that nature to get you back on track. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate the no nonsense of Chrissy. So it's supposed to be Chrissy and Jim. Chrissy and Jim, Erica Mena and Safari, Joe and like two other chicks, his baby mom and Tahiri, and I think that's all I care about. I can't even think about the other people. But, you know, I even though, you know, because people will say Chrissy ain't gonna never get a ring. And it's like, doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, once you get to a certain age, I think after like going on the other side of 45, I feel like in most cases, whatever you didn't do is not gonna get done at this point. So it's like, if you haven't been somebody's wife, you probably not gonna be. If you ain't had no children, you probably not gonna have none. So I feel like at this point, do it really matter if Jim give her a ring? Like, at this point, like, it's pretty evident that she not going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Who the hell want Jim? Who the hell want Chrissy? Nobody want neither one of them. They don't need a paper for that shit. Cause it's like Chrissy and Jim are like two niggas that go together at this point to me. Chrissy is rough, thorough, rough around the edges. She just gotta, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see nothing soft in her. And Chrissy been out here in these streets since the 80s. So it's just like, he's seen his match, they each other's match. I don't care if they get a ring or not. Hell, Mendici's and his, what is her name? Yandy, lied about her ring. So it don't even matter. Like, at the end of the day, I don't like Yandy. I think I've discussed this in numerous occasions. I don't like bitches like Yandy. I just don't like Yandy. I just, you know, I don't like women who, I like transparency, and I like just stand on what you stand on. Like, I don't like lying. I don't like none of that stuff. Like, all of that lying about the ring to save face. Like, I don't like it. They show, I guess, in a preview, they showed that Chrissy and Jim got a house taken away or whatever the case may be. Who cares? That's like, it's crazy to me when broke people like try to shame rich people for like losing like assets, when it's like you don't even, like, you can't even afford the an asset to even be trying to critique somebody on how to handle amount of money that you've never seen and couldn't count. So rich people problems, I don't know. To me, I don't care. Let's see. Erica Mena and Safari. I don't like Erica Mena either. I don't like her type. It's just, I don't like her. Her and Safari, to me, is just a disaster waiting to happen. He gonna cheat on you. You gonna have a ring. Like, this is the thing. As a married person, as a woman who went down to the courthouse, got the ring and all that kind of stuff, I just want single women to know that, like, it's not the end all be all in life. And if a nigga is fraudulent in a relationship when you're dating, he's fraudulent in a marriage. Like, a nigga does not, maybe this happens, maybe men can sound off and let me know, but very seldom have I ever heard a man say, and the day I slid that ring on her finger, outside vagina just no longer mattered to me. I just didn't care who else had vagina. It didn't matter. I didn't want any of it. Like, I just feel like y'all need to start asking these men if they even believe in monogamy. When I was out here, when I was separated and when I was single, I started asking men, like, do you even believe in monogamy? And I've had guys be like, oh, I never thought about it. No, I really don't. Like, it just, some of these men really don't have no intentions on not cheating on you or being with other people. And the only person that they're fooling is like you. And the only reason they fooling you is because you fooling yourself because you just desperate for that ring. That's what I feel about Erica. I feel like she done had so many engagements and so many relationships, and she's just waiting to be validated by a ring. And that's something that I noticed too a lot of times with like really beautiful women, is that they feel the need to be validated by getting a ring. And it's just like, just go ahead and sign up for some therapy sessions, beautiful, because you need it. Like, but yeah, all in all, I think Love and Hip Hop is gonna be very entertaining. Like, I probably still won't watch because it just don't move me like it used to. Especially like New York. Like, right, that's why I didn't even Remy Ma, all of that. Golden Child, I don't care. And the last, it was something else on my mind that I wanted to discuss and I can't remember. What was it? Anyways, the last thing that I wrote down in my little paper was this Mike Vick situation. Here's my take on it. If y'all going to arrest people and lock people up for stuff and then release them, like, stop doing that. This is my thing with the judicial system and with people in general. I'm not going to sit here and debate with you if killing dogs and torturing dogs is wrong. We know that's wrong, and we know that shit is weird. It's weird. If you take any psychology class, they will tell you that one of the major signs or one of the first signs of a serial killer is killing animals. That shit is just strange and it's weird. Number one. But this is the thing. Y'all pick and choose who you want to give redemption to. Y'all pick and choose when somebody is able to redeem themselves. And this is my thing. There's no point in releasing people from prison or jail if you're not going to give them any more chances to elevate or just even to exist amongst the rest of us. Like, at this point, that man went to prison, for whatever time he was supposed to go. He did his time. Now that he out, you cannot continue to punish somebody for something that they previously did. That's my opinion. I ain't changing that shit. That's how I feel. Because that shit is annoying to me. Like, it annoys me that a person can do 18 years, get out, and will be ostracized by society for what? You should have kept me the fuck in there. You should have kept me in prison if you were never going to give me another chance. And it's like, what is the point of therapy? What's the point of all these other all these other outlets for somebody to get help? Like, who's to say that he didn't go somewhere and get some help for this? Who's to say he's not in therapy 3, 4, 5 times a week to deal with the weirdness of fucking killing animals? Like, you don't know what he's doing in his personal life to combat this. So it's like, at the end of the day, what does a person need to do for y'all in order to be forgiven? You want the man to cut his own penis off? Y'all want him to drink some embalming fluid? Like, what is it that y'all want at this point? Like, let the man let him excel in his career. Like, it's over. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, and it ain't, for me, I don't even, it doesn't have anything to do with dogs and people. I'm not going to say, well, that man killed dogs and y'all mad about it. It could have been people. I'm not even making it a black or white issue. I'm just making it an issue of, when people get released from prison, give them a chance and let's see what happens. Let's see if he kill another dog. Let's see if he, get back in the dog fighting. Like, let's see what happens. Like, y'all, people be wanting forgiveness, but then don't ever want to forgive people. And then wonder why you don't got no friends. Wonder why nobody don't want to be around you. Wonder why your phone don't never ring. Wonder why your phone dry as fuck. That's why your phone be dry. Your phone be dry because you nasty and you bitter and you twisted. And there's no room for forgiveness from you to others, so others don't forgive you. They don't like your way. Like, somebody cut me a check for a book, because I need to write one, because it's a lot of people that are just nasty individuals and think you're supposed to have friends. Like, that's like Amanda Seales. Like, I am so over Amanda Seales at this point. Like, I don't want to hear another bitch ass thing about Amanda Seales. If everybody's saying the same thing about you, it's true. It's true. Like, if 10 people say that you're a bitch, you are a bitch. I know, because people have told me I'm a bitch. Like, so I know. Like, when I was younger, I might be like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's you. It's not me. It's something that you're doing. You're making me do it. You're provoking me. But it's like, in reality, when you get older, you really have to sit back and be like, why are people saying this? Because even if you're not that, in the least, you're doing something that is giving the people a bitchy experience. It's making people experience bitch when you walk through the room. So it's something that you need to shift in your life so people can stop seeing that. So a lot of y'all really... Summer Walker. That's what I wanted to... That is exactly... Okay. Segue into bitchiness. Stop booking Summer Walker. Just stop. Just stop booking her. Stop paying for her shows. Stop going to the club appearances. Stop. Just don't do it no more. Like, because this is my thing. I have anxiety. And I have social anxiety. Right? And so I am familiar with how I feel. I can't speak on how it affects Summer Walker. But my thing is, having a mental illness is a reason for why you act the way you do. It is not an excuse. So it does not excuse you from fulfilling your obligations because you have a mental illness. If you are not able to fulfill a certain role, then you bow out gracefully. You say, you know what? This is above what I can do, what I'm comfortable with, and I just can't do it. You don't sign up for it and then give lackluster performances, or don't show up, or show up hours late and then use it as an excuse. That is when it is an excuse, because you very well can stop. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just me. Because I feel like this. I feel like it ain't no the onlyest in my Charlie Wilson, the onlyest celebrity that I will tip my hat to and be like, is Anita Baker. If your first name ain't Anita and your last name ain't Baker, I don't even care. I'm not a fan of nobody to the point where I'm willing to excuse behaviors. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, a lot of y'all really be idolizing these celebrities and these people, and then that causes you to like give them these passes and excuse behavior that nobody excuses for you in your regular day life. Start pulling that shit that Summer Walker pulled and see how long you have your job down to the McDonald's. See how long the call center is willing to put up with your no call, no shows, and coming in 3 to 4 hours late and going off and going off on the customers and XYZ. So if it's not okay for you, what makes it okay for Summer Walker? Because she's famous? Absolutely not. I'm not buying it one way or the other. Like, and my thing is, for some reason, the label is still allowing this to take place, which is killing her reputation, maybe that don't matter. Because some of y'all still gonna make excuses and still gonna keep buying the shit regardless. I am going to continue to stream Summer Walker. I'm going to continue to listen to it, but I would not put no money in her hand, because at that point, to me, it's fraud. Because you know you're not capable of doing something and you still are taking people money. You showing up down to the place in house shoes, and then you pick and choose when you want to get glam. You pick and choose when you want to do a little yang. I don't care. Okay, I got enough diagnosis that I can say whatever I want to say. Okay, I have enough. I have the PTSD. I got the social anxiety. I got the ADHD. I got the major depression. I got enough to where I feel like I can have a seat at this table and have a conversation. And my thing is, when people use mental illness for every situation that happens in their life, then it desensitizes people to it and makes them numb to it. And then that's when people don't care anymore. That's when people are insensitive. That's when people don't acknowledge when people really have shit going on, because they feel like, well, shit, everybody got a mental illness. And my thing is, I want some of y'all to get off of the internet and get off of Facebook and stop trying to be Facebook or Google doctors and actually go to a real fucking doctor so that they can diagnose you, and stop diagnosing yourself because you scared to get on rides at Six Flags. So that means you got anxiety. Some shit you supposed to be scared of. It's just natural and normal. But because y'all done came on here and y'all want validation and y'all want attention, some of y'all are claiming mental illnesses that you really don't have. And that shit is just blowing me. That's just like a lot of y'all get it. Let me go, because I feel where my spirit is taking me right now, and it's just about to get up out my body and walk to some of y'all houses and knock on y'all door and be like, bitch, you don't have social anxiety, okay? Some of y'all didn't have social anxiety until y'all got on social media, because in reality, you were social as fucking school, and then all of a sudden you decided to be a different person on social media. Social media is where your real personality came out, the person that's inside of you, and it's nasty and people don't like it, and then suddenly now you got anxiety. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, social media and the absence of talking to people, even for myself, because when I was in school, and this is just me. This is ChynnaxMai. This is just me. When I was in school, I was a very social person, but what I realized about me and social media is that it really created a pocket for me to not have to talk to people and, post and communicate with people. And over time, that kind of can cripple you. Because you start to talk to people in the real world less, and then you do start getting anxiety. Because on social media, you're funny and you're this and you're that, because you don't have to really showcase any personality. It's just off your wittiness of your words or your posts. So in real life, sometimes you might feel like, okay, I can't really measure up to this online person, and it will give you anxiety. That's my take on that, because that's me. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching. If you did watch, if there are any topics or shit that's going on in the world that you guys want me to discuss on the next one, leave it in the comments. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with a bitch or whatever. See y'all on the next one. Bye.